Mediation is a form of alternative dispute resolution that has gained popularity in recent years as a way to resolve disputes without going to court. However, it's important to be aware of the legal issues that can arise during the process. In this video, we'll explore some of the most common legal issues and what you need to know to protect your rights. Issue 1: Enforceability of agreements reached in mediation. In most cases, the agreements reached in mediation are not legally binding until they are reduced to writing and signed by all parties involved. This means that if one party fails to abide by the terms of the agreement, the other party may not be able to enforce it in court. However, the outcome would be different if the Singapore Convention on Mediation applies. It offers parties to a settlement agreement, falling within the scope of Article 1 of the Convention, the possibility to proceed to a relevant court or any other competent authority of a state to seek relief under Article 3. Issue 2: Confidentiality of mediation. Confidentiality is another important legal issue in mediation. Mediation is typically considered a confidential process, meaning that any statements made during the session cannot be used as evidence in court. This can be beneficial for parties who may not want sensitive information to be made public. However, there are exceptions to this rule, such as when a crime has been committed or if there is a threat to someone's safety. In these cases, the mediator may be required to report the information to the authorities. Issue 3: The role of an attorney in mediation. While it is not required for parties to have an attorney present during mediation, it can be helpful to have legal representation to ensure that your rights are protected and that any agreements reached are legally binding. An attorney can also advise you on the enforceability of agreements reached in mediation and can help you understand the legal implications of any agreements you reach. Issue 4: Unfair mediation process. Finally, there is the issue of an unfair mediation process. If the mediation process is not conducted fairly or if the mediator acts in a biased manner, the agreements reached during the process may not be enforceable. It's important to be aware of the standards for fair and impartial mediation and to raise any concerns you have during the process. This can include issues such as unequal treatment of parties, failure to adhere to mediation procedures, or inappropriate behavior by the mediator. Mediation is a useful tool for resolving disputes, but it's important to be aware of the legal issues that can arise during the process. To protect your rights and ensure that any agreements reached are legally binding, it's important to understand the enforceability of agreements reached in mediation, the confidentiality of the process, the role of an attorney in mediation, and the standards for a fair and impartial process. With these tips in mind, you can feel confident that you are protected and that any agreements reached will be legally sound.